What's up? Alexo Crypto here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Otter Gang. How's it going? Coming at you. Bitcoin's pumped. Taking a look at the price action now. Looking for some trade setups for you guys. Now, I want to bring it to your attention. We got the economic calendar here, and we're looking at core inflation coming in 3.5 hours. So we need to prepare for some volatility. Okay, so what we have coming up here is we're looking for a trade setup. We're looking for some sort of short. Okay, so we've had the massive move up within the last 24 hours, and we can see that Bitcoin's come up to some key level of resistance. Now we're going to take all these indicators off, and we have to be aware of two key levels. Okay, you can see that we're here at the 29.8 level, which is a very, very indecisive area for Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see that we have this channel above us that we want to get into. Okay, so if you pull the volume from left to right here, you can see that there's this channel here that we have not gotten into just yet, and yet we are in between the channel below us, which is just down here, that you can see that we've gotten above. So we're in no man's land, as they would call it. So what are we looking? We're looking for Bitcoin right now to hold around 29,550. 29,550 will be the area where we're looking for retracement to, where we can find a reaction on price. Okay, so as we got up here, we smashed up, we touched this point of control, we got rejected down, and we fell below the value area low, which means that Bitcoin has failed to get above, flip the value area low, and continue pushing upwards. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that we're going to continue sideways. The more sideways we go, the better for Bitcoin. That means a continuation of this trend. But if we do fall below 29.5, look for this to be a failed move and for us to fall back within the range below. Okay, so that's very simply looking at Bitcoin right now. This is what we're looking. 29.5 needs to hold. We need to get above the value area low, which is at 29,890. So you can say around 29,850. That would be good enough for me. If we can get above that, look for Bitcoin to continue its way up. We do have the data coming out really shortly. So this is how we're going to prepare. So you can see on the daily, we got the green dot. We're coming up to the zero line here. VWAP is above the zero line as well. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's go down to the 12-hour. Let's take a look here. We're getting the reversal triangle here. So maybe Bitcoin has gotten quite the rejection. It is looking to come back down and work its way to this 29.5 area where we'll be looking to fire off along. Okay, so we're going to be waiting here patiently, see what happens with the price action within the next coming hours. Okay, this is kind of a make or break point for Bitcoin. If it does lose this and it falls down below, look for lower prices. Okay, now let's go over to the 4-hour. We can see that we are getting a red dot here. So with the red dot, we can expect some downside. We have continued a little bit sideways because I believe we're preparing for this move. So I wouldn't just jump into a trade right away. I'd be patient here. I'd sit on my hands and let the news play out. Okay, so with the news, what do we always say with the news? There's going to be three moves. There's going to be the one fake out one way, then the fake out the opposite way, and then the actual move. Okay, so whichever move is first, we look for that to be the continued move, but we look for the fake out down, then we fire off the move vice versa, whether it's a long or whether it's a short. Okay, so we're going to be watching for the volatility here within the next coming hours. Now, how will we know if it's positive or negative news? Well, it doesn't really matter what the news is. We will keep an eye on the price action. Okay, as price action dictates, it will make the decision. Remember, we need to get above this value area low to continue upwards, and we need to stay above this local value area high in order to continue upwards as well. Yes, we can have the retracement down, but if we lose this area down below here around 29,550, 29.5, look for lower prices and look for us to come back to the point of control, which is down at 29,300. Okay, so that's my trading plan going into this. We need to watch the price action and await some resolution with this data. Okay, you can see on the S&P 500 we're in a clear downtrend, right? Look for this to be respected. If we fail, look for this to continue down to this 4,450 level that we've been targeting within the past week. Okay, so as we trickle down here, look for this to be good support if we do get rejected on the S&P. Over on the Dixie, the dollar index is looking sideways, but it does look like it has come up to this current trend line and it is getting rejected off of it. But if you do see the dollar push back up to this 103 area, that's when we look for a rejection. So we are still expecting upwards movement from the dollar, which means downwards action for Bitcoin because it is inverse correlated. Okay, the Bitcoin dominance has popped up here along this beautiful trend line. So we look for alts to bleed against Bitcoin. As we're watching that, we can see that we had a trade set up here for XRP where we're looking for a long position to the upside of this channel. It hasn't fully played out, but we're waiting for this to see any resolution. Same with on Link here. We're looking at Link for a possible short entry coming right up to bounce off to the return of the scene of the crime where it can bounce off and continue downwards. Now keep your eyes on the alts. We want to keep a look at AVAX, a look at ADA, and a look at Matic where we can see that these have bled out against Bitcoin where they're following this simple downtrend, right? But we look for it to come back up and test this trend line here and possibly get a rejection back down. So we're looking for shorts in the short-term time frame for a wick up with this news where we can jump into a short and ride this puppy down. So that's my idea. That's where I'm thinking of taking a trade right now. So be safe out there, practice good risk management, have a healthy mindset, don't risk too much, and also make sure you're planning your stop losses in advance. Okay, much love to every single one of you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.